Hello friends, Gukesh, the youngest player to win the Candidates Tournament and World Championship contender, played fantastic chess in Chess Olympiad 2022, defeating many great players like Shirov, Caruana, Sargissian. Let us check out his very interesting instructive game versus Gabriel Sargissian, very strong grandmaster from Armenia. Gukesh with white pieces opens with pawn to d4. Sargissian replies with pawn to d5. After c4, e6, Queen's Gambit declined opening on the board. We have knight to f3, knight to f6, knight to c3, bishop to b4. We have Ragozin defense on the board where both players have ample experience. Gukesh has many viable options like bishop to g5, c takes d5, e3, etc. But he goes for queen a4 check, which is quite popular recently. Sargissian is forced to play knight c6, blocking check and defending the bishop. However, it blocks his c-pawn, which was the purpose of queen a4 check by Gukesh. Both players continue their development with e3, castle, bishop to d2, d takes c4. Rook e8 was also a good alternative. Bishop takes c4, bishop to d6. Sargissian is preparing e5 to develop his light square bishop. We have queen to c2, e5, d takes e5, knight takes e5. Here, knight takes e5 is a more common move, but after bishop takes e5, Black can equalize comfortably. So Gukesh goes for quite uncommon move bishop to e2, keeping the tension on the board. After significant thought, Sargissian plays knight takes f3 check. However, this is a slight inaccuracy, allowing free-flowing attack to Gukesh. Gukesh captures knight with g takes f3, opening the g file to attack Sargissian's king. Sargissian prepares queenside counterattack with a6. After long castle, b5, rook h to g1, Gukesh puts his rook on the open g file preparing kingside attack. Sargissian replies with b4, continuing his queenside counterattack and controlling c3 square to prevent Gukesh's star square bishop from long diagonal. After knight to e4, knight takes e4. If queen takes e4, then after rook to b8, bishop to d3, and g6, black is fine. So Gukesh plays f takes e4, planning to expand in the center with f4, e5, etc. He is also threatening bishop takes b4 as the d6 bishop is pinned. So Sargissian unpins with queen to e7. Gukesh expands in the center with f4. Here, f6 would be better for Sargissian, stopping e5. But he goes for a5. After e5, bishop to c5, post, Gukesh comes up with an interesting idea, rook to g5. He is planning to double the rooks on the semi-open g5, attacking the black king. He is also threatening c5 bishop after e6. Sargissian replies with bishop to a6, developing bishop and rook with tempo. Gukesh plays rook d to g1, threatening rook takes g7, king h8 and rook takes h7 checkmate. Sargissian defends with g6. Gukesh exchanges light square bishops and starts pawn storm with f5. Sargissian cannot capture e5 pawn with queen, as then Gukesh has f takes g6 with winning attack. Sargissian should play rook to c6, defending the bishop and activating the rook. But he plays bishop to a7, which is a mistake. Gukesh should play king to b1, getting king out of harm's way, before starting attack with e6. But he directly goes for e6. Although f takes e6 looks risky for black, after f takes e6, f takes g6, and h6, black would be fine. But Sargissian misses it and plays king to h8, trying to get the king out of harm's way. Now Gukesh does not miss king b1 and stops potential threats to the king. Sargissian tries to resolve central tension with g takes f5, but Gukesh finds an amazing move here. You can pause the video and try to find it. He plays bishop takes b4, brilliant sacrifice, threatening black queen and queen g2, followed by rook g8 with a mating attack. After queen takes b4, queen g2, Sargissian has to exchange queens with queen e4 check to stop checkmate. After queen takes e4, f takes e4, Gukesh goes e7. After rook e8, rook g8 check, rook takes g8, rook takes g8 check, king takes g8, Gukesh promotes e8 to queen with check. This endgame is completely winning for white, but in team tournaments like Olympiad, players do not resign easily as it puts pressure on other teammates. So Sargissian continues with king to g7. Gukesh goes queen to e5 check. Sargissian blocks with rook to f6. Although queen takes a5 is also winning here, it gives some counterplay to black with bishop takes e3. So Gukesh plays queen g5 check first. Sargissian has to block with rook to g6. Otherwise, he will lose the rook. Now Gukesh captures with queen takes a5. Now Sargissian cannot capture bishop takes e3 because then after queen to c3 check, he will lose the bishop. So he goes rook g1 check. After king c2, rook g2 check, king b3, bishop b6, queen e5 check, king to f8, queen h8 check, king e7, and queen to h7. Please note that black still cannot capture bishop takes e3, as then white would win the bishop with queen takes e4 check. So Sargissian tries rook e2. Gukesh captures queen takes e4 check. Sargissian cannot move the king to the d file, as then queen d3 check would lose the rook. King f6 also loses rook to queen to f3 check. So he goes king f8. Can you find the winning punch by Gukesh? Gukesh plays queen b4 check. Sargissian resigns as there is no good move for him. King to e8 loses rook to queen b5 check. King g8 or king g7 loses rook to queen g4 check. And if he blocks check with c5, then Gukesh wins bishop with queen takes b6. So with this fantastic victory, Gukesh won 6 consecutive games against top grandmasters in Chess Olympiad. Later, he went on to defeat USA's Fabiano Caruana to extend his winning streak to 8 games. This is a memorable and favorite game of Gukesh. Hope you enjoyed it and found it instructive. Please click the subscribe button to watch more such exciting games. Bye and take care.